Hello, my loves. What's going on? Jasmine Atten, Mystic at the Crossroads. And today we are going to talk about how do men tap into their God energy? How do they utilize the natural abilities and energy that they have to create the life that they want, manifest the riches and the wealth and the relationships, and why that is so important for both men and women. I asked a question yesterday in my Facebook group live to get an idea of what some of the men want to work on, and I think that magic tends to come naturally. I think magic tends to be something that women gravitate towards a little bit more. And one thing that's a very important aspect, especially for any woman involved with a man, is your partner aligned with his God energy? He aligned with his magic. Hi, Kyrie.
What's up? What's up? What's up?
And vice versa. For any man that's involved in a relationship with a woman, is she celebrating his masculinity? Is she supporting his spiritual journey? Is energy and vibrational match for him to tap into his God-like energy? Coach Kyer, thank you so much for joining me on this video. This is something that I feel like you're an expert in, and I really wanted to get your thoughts and views on this.
Well, go back over to the beginning of the intro because my phone had a text and something, whatever. I just didn't catch all of it. Say it again.
Yeah, so I feel like, we're talking about how men can tap into their magical energy, their God energy, and why I feel it's absolutely imperative for them to not only do that, but also any man that's in a relationship with a partner, anyone who's involved with the man and his spirituality. And I feel that women typically tend to gravitate towards magic just a little bit more instinctively and naturally, and there's a lot of things and tools out here that men can be using. For example, a altar dedicated to themselves with a male deity or a male god, and all of those tools. So I really want to shine a little light in what's worked for you as a man in your spiritual practice, and why this is essential for men to have an understanding on how to utilize this to create the life that they want.
Yeah. All this, me, I'm always go back to the basics. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And the basics of all magic is elements, the
Right.
elementals. And when you're dealing in magic, you got yin and you got yang. You
Mm-hmm.
got air, fire, earth, and water. You know what I'm saying? So men need to know the basics of their sorcery if you want it to work. To me, tapping into your God magic is all about knowing your fundamentals of what a man does. Like,
Right.
remember, I'm always talking, the other day I was talking about you can't skip steps. Like, people
Mm-hmm.
want to do, women want to burn a candle that says, come to me, but she don't know how to be a real queen. You mean,
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, what you gonna just, every time it's an argument, you're gonna burn a candle to win the argument? Like, that's
Mm-hmm.
clownish. Oh, and by the way, I'm Coach Kyer, Team Taurus, Atlanta, Georgia. Please share this video. Press 2 because there's a lot of men that need to hear this, and it's a lot of women that need to hear it, so you can recognize um so you can recognize who to have sex with. I'm gonna just say it plain and simple like that, because you want to know. You, all these ladies out here talking about, well, I'm practicing celibacy for a little while because I'm waiting on the right guy, but the right guy showed up and you didn't have sex with him because you didn't know what the right guy looked like. And then some of you guys showed up and you wanted her to want to have sex with you, but she didn't want to have sex with you because you weren't the right guy. You weren't showing God magic. You weren't showing basic energies on what you should be doing. You know what I'm saying? What are you resonating? Women have this thing called a gaydar. That means when a man comes in the room, and
Mm-hmm.
Jasmine, you like to tell them what a gaydar is?
No, you go ahead because I'm gonna chime in on that when you're done. I want to hear your definition.
A gaydar is like a radar for gay
Mm-hmm.
men. So the
Mm-hmm.
man comes out and he trying to holler at her, and then all of a sudden she be like, she'd be like, bro, you gay. you ain't really trying to do nothing. Like, why are you covering up? You gaydar. So that same radar
Mm-hmm.
works for kings. She got a
Mm-hmm.
king arm. She got a king arm where her yoni start getting wet. You know what I'm saying? And she be, you know what I'm saying? She start putting on extra lip gloss, and she start licking her lips, and she start giving you different signals that she trying to do something. And then
Mm-hmm.
there's a sucker. She got a sucker dar too. Like, so if you a sucker, she is like tensing that, and like you said the other night, like, you don't got to walk me to the car. I'm straight. Like, I know that's what you should be doing, but you ain't got to walk me to the car. I'm fine. Maybe a king will see me, and like, cause if a king see me walking to the car with this sucker, he'll think that's what I'm about. So I can't have you
Mm-hmm.
walking me to the car. We good.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
on your altar, man, for do you have an altar first? A king has an altar. So
Woo! Tell it,
I
child.
don't like, I don't know about telling you what to put on your altar if you ain't got an altar. Now, if that's what motivates you, because the police shouldn't have motivated me to realize how intelligent I was. But when I was outsmarting the police, that helped me
Mm-hmm.
realize how smart I was. And then I switched it over. So sometimes if you just come to Candle Magic or come to needing an altar because of a woman, she's our motivator, she's our mother, she's the first civilizer, she's the first teacher, that's okay. But don't let that to be the only reason that you have an altar, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And so that's why we have in this class every Thursday. What are the fundamentals? What are the mechanics? And then how do you implement it? Right? So
Can I go back to something real quick before we go too far off with the gaydar and the sucker radar?
uh-oh, uh-oh. If
A
you
lot
want,
of men
if you must.
a lot of men fail to realize there are certain ways that a king operates. There are certain ways that us women are expecting for you to operate. And I can't tell you how many times the thought has crossed my mind, like, I wonder, is he gay? Because he's not operating like a king, and he wasn't. And a lot of men can't seem to understand why they lose out on opportunities to have sex with women because you done turned us off. And the same thing back to the date I was on, and I declined him to walk me to my car. The last three men I went out with would have insisted, no, I'm going to walk you to your car. He was a little passive about it. And it was like, see, you cute and all, but you just fucked up your pussy privileges right there. So that's something. If I was going to give you some, you just screwed that completely up. So I think that's something also that men need to be very aware of, the energy that they're exuding and how they operate, how they, I mean, I'll speak for myself. Women want a man to come at them like a king. Don't come at me like a pussy, because you're not going to get very far. And a lot of straight men are probably very straight, but we think they're gay because of how they operate.
If you, Reverend Ike said, I need to look, smell, and act like money, even if I ain't got no money. So even if you are sleeping on the couch at your mama house, you still need to be operating and talking like a king. But most men, unfortunately, because of the high rate of divorce, have
Mm-hmm.
been in single mom homes, and the mother wanted the child so much, but she didn't really want him because she could raise him better than the father. She wanted him as a grudge against the father, which is effed up. You know what I'm saying? And so these men, these now adult males, haven't been around any men, any mature men to get the ropes. Our problem is, Jasmine, we're getting too much science in the barbershop. You know, we're
Mm-hmm.
getting too much science in the church. Like the church said, own the pussy. This is
Mm-hmm.
your pussy. She's supposed to do this for you. Brothers, that shit is dead. That is over. That's over. The whole church mentality. And the sad part is a lot of women are still implementing the church policy. I just did a video earlier today um, called "What's Wrong with Casual Sex?" You know, what are the advantages or disadvantages, or can you have intimacy in casual sex? And when you have heart connections with people, there's intimacy. Intimacy is through being honest with a person, not how long I'm being with somebody. And so a lot of men have it jacked up to think that I'm supposed to own this person and she's supposed to submit to me just because I got a dick. Nah, it
Mhm.
don't work that way. You got to have some swagger and you have to understand what the rules, jewels, and tools are. You can't, like
Mhm.
nothing nothing is given out here. So you have to really be in that space to connect with your God magic as a man. Because how's your household gonna run if there's an imbalance in what we're both contributing to the pot? She
Mhm.
can't be doing all the magic. She might be, as you said, you're more intuitive. I have more women in my astrology course than men because you're more intuitive than we are. It doesn't mean that men aren't intuitive. Um, Men are stronger as far as lifting up physical things, but it doesn't mean that that a woman isn't strong. You know what I'm saying? I say it all the time. Black men, real men don't want no strong, independent woman.
Mhm.
I don't want that. I didn't say be weak. I just don't want you coming around here talking about how strong you are in my face. But at the same time, dude, when you gonna let her know that you strong? When you gonna
Mhm.
let her know that you got some nuts? When you gonna let her know that you got some balls about you and some backbone and that you know how to handle stuff? That's what I'm
Mhm.
really disappointed in right now. Jasmine, is men ain't opening their God magic up because they don't know how to handle stuff no more. And
Mhm.
yeah, they depending on their mamas a lot, but also the sisters. You know the math, ladies. You know that these niggas was raised by their mamas. And then you say, I ain't got no time for no mama's boy. Well, who was out there? You
Right.
know the math. If you find in a cat who came from two-parent household, no conflicts, you better damn what them things they got in the movies. They throw around your feet and you trip and they tie your feet up. You better
Mhm.
lasso that nigga
Last,
and
yeah.
hold him. Yeah.
Well, not
So
only that, and I'll say this as the person that practices magic. It's not easy to date a man that has no sense of spiritual self, that has no sense of awareness, that doesn't practice magic, that doesn't, you walk in my house, you've been here, you see the altar at the front door. Like, if you're uncomfortable with my altar, you definitely ain't getting up in these panties. That just isn't going to happen. I have been to, and I'm going to use our friend Matthew as an example. I don't know if he's watching, but Matthew's got a badass altar in his house. That altar was so sexy with that Ganesha sitting up at the top and his candles and his offerings and everything. I'm like, well, damn. Now that's the type, us women, especially those of us on a spiritual journey, I a man that's got an altar in his house. Oh, you know about astrology? You got some crystals in your pocket. You rub down with your sandalwood oil. Oh, honey, we getting it cracking for show, for show. It's going down.
and you make an excellent point. That's what you are igniting me to say right here is the man who got that shit going on, he can
Mm-hmm.
get any woman. He can get the spiritual or the non-spiritual. And if
Mm-hmm.
we are the leaders, guess what the best thing I can do is help the sister who's not on the spiritual path find her way to the spiritual path.
Mm-hmm.
Then when she gets on the
Mm-hmm.
path, then I can continue to assist her. But then guess what happens? It's just like jump started her. I jump started her intuition.
Mm-hmm.
She don't need to rely on me all the time, but yeah, like if I can lead her to the path, because she's gonna see something different than what she's used to. But
Mm-hmm.
it's too many of these cats out here want to be rappers or ball players or something that you're not. The key is your authenticity. And that's why earlier today somebody was like, oh man, we just didn't know these things. You just told me something new. No, I told you something old that you forgot.
Mm-hmm.
Women back in the day who stayed married to cats, it was because that dude had his basics down. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? He had his basics down and he was moving with virtue, had good character. His word was his bond. Even if he was going to put hands on you, even if he was going to put hands on you, his word was his bond. I think you get a lot of women now when they look at it, when they get in the dude's face and be like, what you going to do? What you going to do?
Mm-hmm.
She's really saying, your word ain't your bond. You said you was gonna leave if I did this again. You still here. You said if I did this, you were gonna knock me out. Well, I'm still here. You ain't knocked me out. Now, some women are crazy enough that if you knock them out, she'll be like, he loved me. That's not what I'm. Brothers, do not go around here knocking chicks out. Okay, if you're gonna
Please
put some,
don't.
if you're gonna put, if you're gonna put your hands on them, if you're gonna put your hands on them, make sure it's grabbing ass or it's with some tantric massage oil.
Pulling
You know,
hair.
or pulling some hair. You know what I'm saying? You may have to replace the sew-in, but hey, if you do it right, she'll pay
Right.
for her own replacement sew-in. You know what I'm saying? If
Word.
you own it right, they'll be like, girl, you was just in here 4 days ago. I just sewed this in. I told you to be careful. Girl, listen here. Let me tell you about Reginald. Reginald came through here and pulled all this out, and it's okay. Reginald gonna do what he did. Reginald taking care of household matters. Reginald was helping me with my altar. Reginald's burning candles. I might be back in here Saturday, but some more, trying to get some more. Matter of fact, just cut it short, girl. Just cut it short. Just let me get a wig. He can just pull the whole damn thing off.
And walking funny afterwards. Hello.
And walking funny. Clint says, who wants to be something they are not? Big shouts out to Clint Eastman, CSA 5 Steps founder. Y'all get y'all money house in order. Quit playing around out here. But there's a lot of people who are living through their limiting character, and they're not trying to be their best selves, and they find themselves challenged to be who they're supposed to be, and that because they don't know. The religion got them messed up. The television got them messed up. The barbershop, the beauty salons, they disgruntled sister, their disgruntled homeboy. We really don't have a lot of examples of cats to see because we always trying to tear something down. You know, oh, Bill Cosby, well, look at him. He was drugging chicks. Yeah, but for 25 years, he was the Cosby Show. He was the epitome of what the household looked like. So, Sheila says, many women test to see if you will ever hit us because we want them to, but be a man of your commitment and loyal word, not to not abusive punk ass word. Now I want to say this though. Some of you ladies go too far. Keep your hands to yourself. Okay, ladies, keep your hands to yourself. Because you put your hands on me, I'm gonna strike you down like the devil. I got this regular rule, is non-partial, it's non-gender specific. Keep your hands to yourself. You know, that's it. And leave things the way you found it. When you found me, you ain't had your hands on me. So if you put your hands on the man and then he lay hands on you, he's not less of a woman. I mean, he's not less of a man because he defended himself and just let you do something ridiculous. But a man, a real G code, he has to understand the game. That's what we talked about in class on Thursday. I'm not going to go back over class on Thursday. Y'all can go get the replay, and you should be in class this Thursday for part 2, where we talk about the mechanics. A lot of men don't know the mechanics of relationships. And when I say mechanics, guess what I got to know? I got to know the mechanics of women. Your father was the one who taught me each person must learn the physiology of the other sex. A real man knows the physiology of a woman. A real woman knows the physiology of a man, and that means no assumptions. So, for instance, I was just showing these 2 books. Hold on, let me just put them down here. Just can I turn my camera around? Yeah. So this book is called The Sexual Teachings of the White Tigress: Secrets of the Female Taoist Masters. This book is for the ladies, but I read this first. Then there's The Sexual Teachings of the Jade Dragon: Taoist Methods for Male Sexual Revitalization. Ladies, it's just as much as your responsibility to know about the king. This book is a book for kings. Why should ladies be reading this book? Because then you know what a king looks, smell, and exercise is like. To be a king is an exercise. This over here, I'm the king, so I got to come in if I have to lead her over to a spiritual path. A lot of you women don't know any damn secrets of the female Taoist masters. A lot of y'all haven't had any sexual teachings outside of the church. And that's why we jacked up. So they come together. You know what I'm saying? And so that's we have to really start putting in the work as far as education. That's why when we teach class on Thursday, what we teach them? Gender roles for male and female, not just for, well, this is what the women's supposed to do and just what the men. And listen, let me tell y'all something too. Jasmine, y'all done got Jasmine so damn hype off this class last week. Jasmine ready to retire from damn doing candles and spells and only do freaking relationships. And Jasmine only wants to do relationship classes for men. And I'm like, Jasmine, you ain't got enough men following you, you know what I'm saying, at this point. So just keep teaching both, but just let
Right.
men know that you have something for them as well. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to know that the
Right.
first class was so litty. Jasmine is retiring, you know what I'm saying? So
I am. You let the cat out the bag a little soon, but you know,
no, you
primarily,
supposed to told
especially,
it. You supposed to told him the other day. You supposed to
I
already told
know.
him, so the cat already supposed to been out the damn bag.
It's true, but the thing is, you know, Kayer, I told you, I think I've probably done in the past 4 years close to 1,000 spells. For sure, oh, way over 500 different women that I've worked with, and I hear the same complaint over and over and over again. They either want a love spell, they want to spice it up, or they want to reconcile, and they always go through this list of what he's not doing or what happened in the relationship. And it takes two people to tango. And I think men also need to kind of understand, they do need to understand the physiology of a woman and the part that they're playing. And then they be looking like, well, why she bust my windows out? Because you wasn't straight up with her. So there's a lot of things that I feel like men could use some coaching on, especially from a woman's perspective, to stop making those mistakes so that the two, male and female, can be in a harmonious, healthy, exciting relationship. It doesn't take much to turn a woman off. You say the wrong thing, look at us the wrong way, don't keep your word, said you were going to call at 9 o'clock, didn't call, the pussy shut down, dry. I don't want you no more. So if men understand that about us, they can operate differently, and then we can both be happy.
Unfortunately, these men are not quick enough to shut shit down. You know, like they should be more
Right.
like women. They should be more like women and stop tolerating the little girl-ish too, that
Mm-hmm.
boys tolerate. Boys tolerate little girl stuff. Kings don't tolerate little girl stuff unless you my daughter. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So a lot of men, unfortunately, they want to be pussy whipped. It's like that's what I'm
Mm-hmm.
coming for. I'm just coming so I
Mm-hmm.
can just have sex with you and you can just play pussy games with me. And when I do good, you give me some pussy. When I'm not good, then you cut the pussy off. And that's the extent that I'm going to go to. That's why I
Mm-hmm.
tell everybody, you got a real man, you got God as your head. Then she
Mm-hmm.
can't play games with no cat or no nothing else because you got the creator first. You understand who you are, then you can do something. But if you don't understand who you are, then you gonna get played more. And a lot of women blame men. He played me. How could he play you if you knew who you were? You don't spend
Mm-hmm.
no time
Mm-hmm.
on discovering who you are. So make yourself unplayable by learning who you are and learning what your routine is. And that's why I'm always expressing the astrology side of relationship astrology with where's
Woo.
your Venus at? There's no such thing as cheating. Watch people just drop off right now. I would just really like to. Susan is gonna leave. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people just gonna leave. Oh, yes, there is. He cheated on me. He didn't keep his word. I saw somebody up here using the word, using that and saying something about, oh, he cheated. A man can't cheat. He can only be true to his damn birth chart. A
Mm-hmm.
woman can't cheat. She can only be true to her birth chart. She, what do I always say, Jasmine? Trust what? Trust what people show you, not what
Right.
you want to believe in your head.
And listen to what he says. And it kills me. And I say this, and a lot of people watching have done consultations with me, and they all know I say the same thing. When a man says he's not ready for that type of commitment, he's not ready for a relationship, he's in a place right now where he likes you, I want to spend time with you, I like you. I'm not ready because I'm getting my money together. I'm not ready because I'm getting my life together. I'm not ready because I'm working on my career. Take that for face value and don't think that because you have sex with him for 6 months, all of a sudden he's going to wife you. If he ain't ready, he ain't ready. So when you find out he done went and slept with somebody else because y'all weren't exclusive, you can't get mad at him for that. Can't do it. And then you
Look, you
become
saying
me
that.
burning the candles. Like, I want him back. Why? He told you he didn't want to be in that kind of relationship in the first place. Y'all heard of POF? Plenty of Fish, the dating app? There's plenty of fish out there, honey. Trust me, I done seen about 12 of them in the past week and a half. Go get yourself another man.
Jasmine is not playing no games out here. You can't replace them. You know what I mean? But the problem is men have taken on some of the false feminine values of stability.
Mm-hmm.
That means you're depending on her to complete you. Because
Mm-hmm.
she claims she depends on you, to complete her.
Mm-hmm.
God completes me. You can't complete me. God completes me. You can compliment me, but you can't complete me. And that's what men need to understand, is something that's complementary to when you're on the spiritual path, then um the complementary makes your magic stronger. She helps you tap into your magic more. But when you just out here um doing whatever, there's no complimenting going on. Susie says, where are you getting them from, Jasmine Otten? Susie, you can't get them from where Jasmine is getting them from, because you haven't done the work on yourself that Jasmine has done on herself. You're not ready to be as honest as Jasmine. You know what I'm saying? To go out on a dozen dates in 14 days,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes twice a day. Go finish one and then go home and relax, take a nap, and then go out with the other one that later on. Because
Mm-hmm.
you want ownership. A lot of y'all want ownership. You go into online dating, and then you ready to wife them up or hubby them up.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well, and a lot of people say online dating doesn't work. Yeah, it does. They're there for a reason. But that's where, and this is what we talked about last week, and I'm really going to go in on this on Thursday's class. This is where the significance of working your magic on yourself comes in. Have you done your healing? Have you done your self-discovery? Have you identified the things that you needed to work on? Have you identified what you're willing to tolerate in a partner, what you're not willing to tolerate? Do you have love candles burning on yourself? Are you oiled? Have you rubbed your boobs and booty down with your love oils every day? So there's work to this. It's not about, I don't think I just put up a dating profile. And I mean, I know I'm cute and all, but no, I have put in significant amount of work. I made the conscious decision that I was ready to start dating again. And these are the things that I want. And I'm putting effort with my magic towards that. So you have to be willing to put the work in on yourself. I tell everyone, instead of burning, and there's nothing wrong with doing spells on a person. Y'all know how I feel about that. I love spells when they work and when it's with the right person. But instead of putting the spell on the guy or the girl, put the spell on yourself. Because magic works a lot quicker when you work it on yourself versus working it on another person. And there's many reasons to do love work on a partner. But those reasons, you want to see them work, you have to do the right spell. And I say start with self first. And if that doesn't produce the results that you want, then you can go forward on working on the other person.
Michelle Lazarus says the interview process in dating takes time. It does not. You are an excuse master. It does not take, listen to your gut. Just like if you
Right.
go to the bathroom, do you ask your bladder, are you sure? No, you just go ahead. You are overthinking it. 90% of you women are overthinking it. And I would say 80% of you men aren't thinking enough. You know what I'm saying? The men need to think a little bit more, and the women need to think a whole lot less.
Mm-hmm. The interview process to me is the fun part. That is the fun part. And a lot of people put too much on it. It's not that serious. You're going out, you're enjoying someone's company, you're getting a feel for their vibe and energy, you're seeing if there's a spark there. And us women, we know if we want to have sex with a man immediately. At least I do. By the end of the date, I've already decided he's getting a second date, a third date, and he could possibly get in my panties or not. So that's, you got to have fun with it. People look at it as this, like it's a job. It is not a job. Remember, especially ladies, these men are showing up to impress you. I'm the prize. I'm going to sit here and be pretty and let you sell your qualifications to me about why I should answer your phone call tomorrow. That's the best part of the dating process, if you ask me. Kyer, how do you feel about that?
I feel about the interview process that they make the interview process too difficult because they are control freaks. Do you know how you got on the date in the first place? God put y'all together. How about that? And then you're so worried about, is anything going to go wrong? I want guarantees. Jasmine says she controls the guarantees. I'm going to sit here and be pretty. Guaranteed. I'm not going out here to the house looking crazy with a bonnet on my head and my nails not done. That's the guarantee that I know I can get, and then something can happen. But men and women are looking for so many guarantees when you are wasting all of this time. Sometimes you're only supposed to be in a relationship with somebody for 47 and a half days or 4.5 years or 4.5 months, or maybe just a couple of hours when y'all had sex and then they ghost you and then you never see them again. That's really like the currents of the universe are moving like that, but you want to control everything. You don't want to let God work in your life. You don't want to let magic work through your actions. Hold on, I don't know if that's me making all that feedback, but I will put in my headphones. Hold on. Okay, hopefully that's better. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, this whole stability and guarantee thing that men, you know what you need to do as a man? You need to just go in there and say who the fuck you are and grab your damn nut and mean what you damn say and say this is what the fuck I do and this how I get down and be honest. And stop with the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And be like, you know, you're pretty. I would fuck you if you give me some pussy, but I'm looking for this, that, and the third, X, Y, and Z. And this is what my I can't see you on certain days of the week, and I might not always call you back just because I said I'm gonna call you back. You know what I mean? Like, and don't make no excuses to me. You got to also give her ass some damn instructions immediately. And a lot of you guys don't know how to give women instructions. You don't know how to give instructions or give guidance, or you don't know how to even grab your nuts. You're so afraid to grab your nuts around here. It's just terrible.
Well, I told you, Kyer, a couple weeks ago, I was out with someone, really great guy, and he said something to me, and my response was a little spicy. And I didn't mean for it to come out like that, but it just did. Y'all know I have no filter. And he nipped that shit in the bud so quick and was basically like, listen, you may be pretty, but you can't talk to me like that. But the way he did it was so damn sexy. I was like, oh no, he didn't. But he set up some ground rules, and he was right because my response was a little to the left. But the way he handled it was very appropriate and deserving.
And see, he was being honest. Whereas I want to go back to Michelle. She says everyone is on their best behavior at first. Takes time to get to know a person. That's because that's two liars meeting. That's two liars. When two liars meet, it takes time to get past the lies. And you know what women's problem is? You always got your defense up. Well, if you be honest, you won't have to worry about having no defense up because honesty is offensive. Not offensive in a wrong way, but honesty lets a person know where you are. You don't have to lie. You don't have to be vulnerable. You know, I'm really sick of that entire argument of vulnerability just at the drop of a dime. Oh, I'm vulnerable. You need to be vulnerable too. That's a way that men, your asses get manipulated. Real kings ain't with that manipulation. We looking
Mm-hmm.
for guidance. I'm looking for you to tell me certain things so I can achieve more. I want you to add champagne to my campaign with your compliment the way I'm gonna add champagne to your campaign with my compliment. But
Mm-hmm.
a lot of you brothers, and you wondering why your magic ain't popping or why your personal rituals are not working for you. You know,
Mm-hmm.
what's the rituals for us? If I got joy in my heart because I got a good relationship over here, or I got a good standing with this woman or women, then my
Mm-hmm.
then my magic is gonna pop harder versus having to struggle like that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's very true. And again, that goes back to us women and the way we operate and how we're aligned with our energy and our magic. And a lot of men are dealing with women that are not in their goddess role. They're not in their goddess energy. They emasculate men and then wonder why they disappear.
Brothers, you can't make chicken salad out of chicken shit. Okay? It's the same thing I say as every person who has melanin isn't a king or a queen or a god or a goddess.
Mm-hmm.
Like, are you represent? You can be a. There's black hood rats. There's black liars. There's black thieves. There's black devils. You know what I'm saying? And there's black gods and black goddesses. There's white gods and white goddesses and white devils and white thieves and all this other type of stuff. But you can't just try to subject something broad all the way around where this just covers all the stuff that you want to cover. You got to be specific. And the woman who's in front of you, fellas, is there to, man, my fault. Let me change what I was going to say. Are you brothers ready to build a woman up for her next relationship? That's God magic. Can you get a woman right for her next relationship versus, oh, well, what I pour into you, then you only can give that back to me. You can't take that nowhere else. Because when you pour into a woman selflessly like that, she
Mm-hmm.
can pour into you selflessly like that. Because it's not guaranteed that you're going to be together forever. But I always want to be able to pour into someone, even if we're not in a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Is, I, does that make sense?
It makes perfect sense. And when that's done the right way, she's not going to want to go anywhere else anyway. Why would I want to leave a king? Why? To go be with a page. I'm not going to do that. That's stupid. I said it.
Uh, you bring up another good quality. Brothers, stop dealing with these chicks who you in your kingship and she dealing with slaves and pages and court
Mm,
gestures. The
mm,
same way she can smell whether you got nuts or smell whether you gay or smell whether you a king, she can smell whether you got another woman. We can smell if y'all got another dude. Sometimes a
mm-hmm,
woman is still attached to that man mentally.
mm-hmm.
Brothers, you better walk on by. If she tell you she's single, but she always talking about that dude is living in her head. And if she doesn't have any stories of him advancing her, then why do I want to hear it? I don't want to
Mm-hmm.
hear it. I will sit there and listen to a story about, oh man, my ex bought me this house. My ex did this and showed me how to meditate. My ex turned me on to candle magic. My ex taught me martial arts and taught me how to do real estate. That was a
Right.
king. I want to be with you because your ass done took something from that relationship that we all can use. But always talking about niggas this and niggas that and niggas that. It's a sister in Atlanta right now. Boy, I want to have sex with her so terribly. But every time I'm around her and I bring up sex, guess what she start talking about? Her fucked up situations from the past. And
Mm,
I'll be like, so that means if I have sex with you, I'm coming behind slaves. You sleep with slaves. Because you ain't told
Mm-hmm.
me about no king that's uplifting you.
Mm-hmm.
So, brothers, a part of your God magic is to walk on by when when it's not the proper time to go there, and you don't want to make the investment. Because when you're dealing with a woman, fellas, you're gonna have to make an investment, especially with
Mm-hmm.
time and energy. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And are you gonna be like God and really love her, which is giving, seeking nothing in return?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of women ain't into that unconditional love. They want to see, well, why should I do this for you? Well, I want to do it because that's what God does. I want to represent God in the physical form by giving, seeking nothing in return. Well, is he
Mm-hmm.
going to use me up? Is he going to use me up? What if I get a disease from him? What if I get pregnant? Woo, 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 woo. Hey, big dummy, your baby already picked you already. Do you know if your baby daddy left you, that child was the reason you got pregnant? It wasn't
Mm-hmm.
you and him and all this. The child said that's on you to get him to stay or whether he want to stay. But I
And I
needed
say
both of
that
y'all.
so much.
Get him, get him.
I say that so much because a lot of these babies, especially the ones that are coming through now, these are special children. These are some beautiful star seeds that you people are having. But they tend, and women especially, tend to make the mistake that just because you had a baby with a man means you're supposed to be together. That's not the case. And these children chose you as parents, whether it was for the DNA, whether it was for the spirituality, whether it was for the timing. They wanted to be born under a certain astrological birth chart. They picked the two of you to be together. That don't mean you got to be with him, oh, because he's my baby daddy. Yeah, well, if he ain't right, then allow him, figure out how to co-parent, or go find another one. There's a lot of men out there. There's a lot of men out there. So
Kai, you
you
don't
have
have,
to
go ahead.
you just have to understand that oftentimes you're with that person because that child has been brought into your life to teach you a lesson, not because you're supposed to be with that partner.
I just want to get in the amen corner right now. I don't forgot what I was getting ready to say, but that shit right there is so real. Oh, yes, I do. You know who Shaquille O'Neal is, right?
Mm-hmm.
He was raised by his stepfather. His daddy
Mm-hmm.
didn't want to stay around. What did his mama do? Don't chase him, replace him. Ladies, you can do the
Hello.
same thing. And guess what she did? She found a man that was better than her biological baby father to step in and turn her um, child into a successful businessman, NBA legend, and actor. All that was from the stepfather. Some
Mm-hmm.
of you ladies is so dang, you one man away from helping that son of yours retire you.
Mm-hmm.
Shaquille O'Neal mama don't work. She don't know nothing about no resume. What is
Right.
that?
Mm-hmm.
But guess what? Guess where it all started at? She didn't try to be stupid and keep making the daddy be something that he was not gonna do.
Mm-hmm.
Serena Williams' daddy. Jasmine, do you think Serena and Venus have some money? Yes or no?
Oh yes.
Their mother had 3 children by a Muslim man. They broke up. She married a Jehovah's Witness who was Venus and Serena's daddy. And he came and told her, we're going to have 2 more daughters and I'm going to raise this whole family as Jehovah's Witnesses. And their mama said, okay. She changed her religion for a man. Now look at the success of her daughters. Do you think Venus and Serena mama worked somewhere, Jasmine? When last time she filled the application out?
Please, never.
Never. Never. But. Oh, guess what? She from West LA, baby. She from
Whoop,
Compton.
whoop. Yeah.
So don't sit here and say, where is he at? And brothers, you are that. You are that man who can come in and say, listen here, this is how the game gonna be. My word is my bond. Let's get it popping. He took a Muslim woman with 3 children and transferred her over to Jehovah's Witness? He get daddy of the year like every year. I got to see some other stuff to knock him out. And these women is in their 30s, so he did this like 35 years ago or whatever. So yeah, not just a good, but all men got this capability in it. If you ladies will understand communication, but brothers, you have to be. Even though is the master communicator, you she might have a PhD in communication, but you need to get a master's degree in communication. Because some of you dudes don't know how to talk. The mouth just talk you right outside some draws, right outside some opportunities, right outside some money, right
It's
outside of a
true.
dinner. You just talk yourself right out of it because
Or a lot of men, what's coming out their mouth is not aligned with what their penis is doing. And if you can figure out how to synchronize those two, one, you'll stop taking the decision from us women to choose whether or not we want to deal with you. Two, you'll get a whole lot more. I have more respect for a man that tells me, you know what? I just want to fuck you. That's all. I don't want nothing else. I don't want none of that. Than a man that acts like, I want to date you and maybe I want to be with you and I'm not dealing with anyone else. And then I find out, you got 5 other women. Now I have to burn a black penis candle on you so you never get another erection again. Who feels like going through all of that? Just keep it 100. Then you can come over. I'll have the dinner ready. I'll be in my lingerie. We can do the do, and you can keep it pushing, and I can keep dating somebody else.
Jasmine, you do not have to burn a black penis candle on him because he got
If
5 other women.
well,
Listen,
if you
y'all do
lied
not
about
listen
it,
to that. She was doing good. She was doing good, y'all, until she said that.
no, that's not me. But when we went to the Botanica and the box of penis candles was empty. Why? Because there's a whole lot of angry women out here because men are not being honest about what their situations are. Don't lead us to believe we're the only one when we aren't. And you ladies, stop pretending and making up these fake relationships in your head that you're the only one when he told you you ain't.
Them the ones I'm talking about who I feel are burning the black penis candles. These chicks who got these fake relationships in their head and they're going and burning a black penis candle because he told you I'm with Susie, Marie, and Sheila. And then
Mm-hmm.
you was like, instead of saying, all right, I ain't gonna deal with you, you try to change him and be like, well, I'm gonna swallow your nut. I'm gonna let you hit it from the back outside on the car hood and all of this. And then
Daddy.
he's still messing with these other chicks. Jasmine, you're getting a little too excited.
Okay.
And he he's still messing with these chicks, but because you letting him, allowing him to do these things to you at your place, in front of your children, whatever, now you're gonna go burn a black penis candle on him. If he got a bunch of deceit now, if he got a bunch of deceit, then I don't have a problem with that. But I really feel there's a lot of sisters out here with these fake relationships going on in their head, just want to be like, Jasmine, how do I? You had some women come to you and be like, making you think it was a simple spell, and then you ask them 2 more questions and find out that nigga don't want to be with you.
Right. Right.
Jasmine, can you do a cord cutting spell? Honey, he's not holding on to you. He's not
Right.
attached. He got a whole nother life going on. He ain't talked to you in 4 months. How's it a cord cutting?
Right. And also, just with this comment down here that these men are not honest at all, that's not necessarily true that these men aren't honest. A lot of men are honest. A lot of women try to dissect and read between the lines and find the gray area. Well, I think he said this, but I know this is what he really meant. No. And the other thing is, a lot of women don't present themselves in a way that gives that man that safe space to be honest. Because he really does like you and he really does want to have sex with you, but he knows if he tells you he's sleeping with 3 other women, he's going to lose that chance. So I think the way a woman presents herself, like, I'm like, look, keep it 100 with me. I might agree to it. Who knows? You never know. I might be like, call your other girlfriend, tell her come over too. When you're honest, when you straight up about it. So you have to give that man that space to feel that he can be open and not going to be ridiculed. It's either yes or no, plain and simple.
The G in God Magic stand for grab your balls. That's what the G stand for. The G in God Magic. That's what Jasmine just said. If you grab your balls and man up to how you live your life,
Mm-hmm.
the honesty is the real magic.
Mhm.
Real men, you ain't a real G until you can tell the truth. When you grab your balls and told the truth and was like, I do got these. So that's the difference between a real man and the boy. The boy is afraid that if he tells you he got 3 other women, you ain't gonna give him no pussy. The
Mhm.
man is going to say this is what it is and not be afraid of the repercussions.
Mhm.
He's he's not afraid of
Mhm.
the repercussions of him being honest. Why should I
Mhm.
be afraid of me being honest? And that's where I really have a problem at with the brothers right now. Y'all not
Mhm.
grabbing y'all nuts, and y'all so scared of these repercussions that you letting her panties run you. I love some panties, y'all. I mean, I just love sniffing them and pulling them to the side and all type of things you can do with some panties, right? But
Mhm.
I'm not gonna let panties run my life. I'm not gonna compromise myself and my own manhood for some panties. That's just
Mhm.
me.
Mhm. Yeah, because the repercussions in the long run ain't good. There is nothing scarier than a bored witch and an angry woman. I wouldn't want to have to deal with either one of those.
And guys, why not have all that on your side? Isn't it?
Mhm.
It's just much better to have a happy woman and an active witch on your side.
Mhm.
She's over here just burning candles on herself. She's putting a couple love candles and money candles for you. She's not
Mhm.
bored. She's mentally stimulated. I promise you, you'll go so much further because she ain't got her gun aimed at you. Matter of fact,
Mhm.
she got her gun put up. She got a gun aimed at the parts of herself she need to defeat.
Mhm.
So why not just let that come and work on your behalf, brothers? Come on, man. Y'all, I be trying to give them the game, Jasmine. I'm doing my best. I'm
I know
trying.
we
I'm
out
trying.
there, we
Trying
trying. That's what
to
these classes are for.
right. Michelle, you still are coming up with these limiting character. She says lots of untruthfulness comes from a place of being unhealed. Um, I think I'm not gonna blame if I'm unhealed. I'm gonna tell the truth about it. People lying are because they're afraid to be shamed. That's what I was talking about the casual sex earlier today. You're
Mhm.
worried about your body count because you have given the power to shame you to everyone. How many of y'all want to admit how many men and women you've slept with before? You don't want to do that because if your number is too high,
Mhm.
somebody may think a certain thing of you.
Mhm.
That means that means you care more about what other people think of you when God knows how many people you slept with. You may say you slept with 22 people and God was like, "Nah, bro, it's 52 people." And I
Mhm.
still love you. And I
Mhm.
still love you. So why are you
Right.
worried about or Jasmine may say I'm a whore or a slut. Jasmine got her own body count to be dealing with. And really she ain't got nothing to be dealing with because all of you should be unshameable. And that's the
Mhm.
problem I have with the brothers is when y'all walking around here with some integrity, you don't have to worry about being shamed. Now we can get somewhere. Yeah.
Mm.
And um, fear is false evidence appearing real. Y'all make up so many reasons to have these excuses. Oh, here's my excuse. Here's my excuse. I could do this. I could do that. Just be honest to yourself. That's the first virtue. Honesty to myself and others at all times.
Mhm.
Men, are you honest with yourself? What do you want? What do you want? Now, can you communicate that with her? Or are you afraid she ain't gonna give you some pussy? Jasmine,
Right.
so remember how we're practicing all this week on the next 40 women that you meet and the next 40 men? So we had an exercise from the first
Mhm.
class for everyone to practice. Men, can you practice being radically honest to the next 40 women you meet?
Mhm.
Well, I'm a little afraid that if I tell you my dating situation, you won't give me some pussy. Why don't you say that and
Mhm.
practice?
And you might be surprised. You'll probably get some just because you were real.
And you can't lose what you never had. Now you trying to manipulate her. What you think that's gonna happen? She gonna turn around, be out trying to manipulate you. Two
Mhm.
limiting character, two limiting characters get together. Y'all know what Jasmine calls that? Babies. Grown-up babies kids have new babies kids. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So we tie, and that's what most of y'all are. Most of y'all who have these reoccurring problems over and over and over again, you're a grown-up baby's kid. When you were little, you was a baby's kid. Because baby kids didn't have no discipline, their parents didn't show them nothing. And so now you are operating out of character,
Mm-hmm.
out of pocket, as they may call it, as they may call it on over on Slauson or wherever else the host stroll is at. Wherever else the whole stroll is at. Somebody asked me, was I going to, am I going to bring up casual sex and such in the upcoming second classes? Hell yeah. If somebody asks me a question, or is there a replay that discusses the situation? It's timing, since I recently had been discussing with my daughter openly my sexual journey and discovery. She is almost 13. I'm not encouraging her to start, but to inform her and allow her to make intentional decisions with herself and others. I want for her to hear these raw conversations in a private place where she can reflect on her thoughts without being a part of the whole. This is someone who comes to classes on Thursdays who she's
Mm-hmm.
bringing her 13-year-old daughter. So that goes to tell you, that was a private message I was reading, but that goes to show you what type of classes we have that are family oriented, but they still raw, you know? So if you haven't been to a class yet, they are question centered. They are individual classes held in a group setting. So you come with your questions. So we have a slight agenda, but we ain't gonna sit and just talk to you all night. Like, what is your questions? So yeah, that's what we got going on. Yes, Raymond, you are gonna have to catch this from the beginning. All you men, all you men should be sharing this on your page right now. Men, press 2. Women, you should press 2 and share this so men can look at it. I don't know
Mm-hmm.
where are the men, but this is the thing too. Jasmine wants to help all the brothers say the right things, but Jasmine, in your brand, you came and initially to save the sisters. The
Right.
ladies look at you as the savior, that we can just manipulate these niggas, and we'll pay for it. We'll
Mm-hmm.
manipulate them. I need a candle. I need some oil. I need a spell. I need this. I seen somebody, Shalom Melchizedek. I seen his Instagram page, and he was like, "No more cutting cords, because if you cut it, it'll grow back." He said, "Do a cord removal."
Mm-hmm.
That's some heat right there. Because if I remove it from the root, it can't come back.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of y'all are going to Jasmine, you getting the cord cutting ritual, but you still holding the other end of the cord in your hand, like, because that's what you're using to tie to somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Stop taking a cord to tie to someone. You know what I'm saying? Let wind blow between both of you. All of y'all need to
Mm-hmm.
read the chapter in the prophet called Marriage. What a brother. Is that? I probably done got too lazy. I don't want to get up and I don't see it from here, but I know it's close by. All of you need to, yeah, all of y'all need to read the chapter called Marriage in the book called The Prophet by Khalil Gibran. Because um, if somebody could copy the whole poem and then inbox it to me, I could read it at the same time. But this the very end where it talks about the willow and the cypress tree. The willow and the oak tree don't grow in each other's shadow. Some of y'all trying to be too close up on somebody. A real man let a woman have her space. She'll
Mm-hmm.
come to you when she wants to come to you, and sometimes she need her space to do her own thing. That's why I'm talking about y'all be
Mm-hmm.
too romantic. A lot of y'all just too romantic.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all ain't using the sciences, man.
Mm-hmm.
Just all
And
up under
the
her. She
same
can't even
thing,
fart.
that's the other same thing with women too, dating a man and feeling some type of way because he's dating someone else. Give him that space to go explore another woman. The way I see it is go on a date with her so you can realize how awesome I am, cut her off and come back to me. Have fun with it. And maybe when you come back, I'll still be available, but chances are I won't be. That's the type of attitude you have to have when you're dealing with men that you haven't made it to that commitment stage in the relationship yet, which is something we're going to talk about on Thursday is how do you move the relationship from the initial, we're talking, we're texting, we've gone out on a couple of dates to really opening up that communication and driving that relationship to where he wants to make that commitment. He wants to be exclusive. He sees you as such this beautiful, illuminated, rare specimen that he can't date other women because he's too scared of losing you. And that's what I'm going to be talking about on Thursday.
And Jasmine coming with that damn fire, that old "I'm afraid of losing you" shit. That's some damn serious. I'm gonna be listening to that right there. You know what I'm saying? Like, for me, I just say I'm afraid of my connection with the Creator because the Creator brought you to me and how dope you are. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, my philosophy is a little more freedom oriented. Of if she wants to go out with another dude, then maybe that dude is better for her than I am. Can I deal
Mm-hmm.
with that? As a
Mm-hmm.
man, can you handle, in the pimp game, they call it get knocked for your hoes.
Oh.
Another pimp came, another pimp came and knocked you from your woman. Now what
Mm-hmm.
do? You don't go over there and fight him. What do? You say, hey, let me learn from this lesson. Let me learn from this and grow from it. Then you won't have to go, you know what I'm saying? Then you ain't gonna always have this bitterness about you. And you got knocked by a better man. I think it's the same thing. If a woman take your man, then he wants yours in the first place.
Mm-mm.
And now you got room to get the guy that, or the for the girl who's meant for you. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the poem. I take my glasses off. On Marriage by Khalil Gibran. Let there be spaces in brothers. Hold on. Y'all know why I'm single? A lot of people be wanting to know Kyrie, and I'm single till I'm married. That's what I say. So don't worry about whether I get relationships. I'm gonna stay in some relationships, but
Mm-hmm.
if I get married, I'm not married. So it's on me to do that. But all you brothers, this is what I am going to have read at my wedding. And so when I'm getting into a sister and I tell her about this, she be running away because she be like, wait a minute, that's too deep. And I be like, nah, your ass just ain't deep enough for me. Let there be spaces in your togetherness, and let the winds of heaven dance between you. Love one another, but make not a bond of love. Let it rather be a moving sea between the shores of your souls. Fill each other's cup, but drink not from one cup. Give one another of your bread, but eat not from the same loaf. Sing and dance together and be joyous, but let each one of you be alone, even as the strings of a lute are alone, though they quiver with the same music. And a lute, for those of you who don't know, is a harp. The strings are separate, but when you play them together, they make a harmonious sound.
Mm-hmm.
Give your hearts, but not into each other's keeping. Give your heart, but not into each other's keeping. For only the hand of life can contain your heart. What's the hand of life? God. For only the hand of life can contain your heart. And stand alone, yet not too near together. Oh, no, it says, and stand together, yet not too near together. For the pillars of the temple stand apart, and the oak tree and the cypress grow not in each other's shadow. Hmm. My woman is not supposed to be the caretaker of my heart. She's human.
Mm-hmm.
God should be in. That's why they be talking about let God fill your heart. If my
Mm-hmm.
woman got a heart full of God and I got a heart full of God, it's a wrap.
Mm-hmm.
It's a wrap. We undefeated. So it's important to really understand some of these principles that were all poetry not as fire as this right here. Jasmine, what do you think about this poem for marriage?
Oh my goodness. I think it defines what a marriage, how a marriage should operate, how the energy between two people should be. You'll be in harmony.
And are you willing to practice? Remember what I be saying? Commitment, a committed relationship means committed to the practice.
Mm-hmm.
Are you committed to the practice of there being space between us instead of all up in my damn dome every time I say something?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Ain't got time for that. No, I no can do.
Well, speaking of which, I got another reading in about a few minutes, so we're going to hop off of here. Kair, thank you so much. I'm really excited about Thursday's class, and this is just kind of scratching the surface. So definitely looking forward to doing that with you on Thursday.
Oh, 5,000%. Y'all better go. Some people are already signing up. We are 2 weeks ahead this time. That means you can sign up for this week and next week all at one time. So you won't miss anything. Okay. You'll be able to receive updates, all of that. So please go to selfdiscoveryclass.info. Get in class. If you didn't come to last week's class, this one is a continuation. Normally we teach a class and say, oh, you don't have to have came to the last class. In this one, we kind of want you to come to this last class because we're not going to go backwards. We went really in depth. We're going to be on top of that in this class. So, yeah. Brenda Sanders says she needed a copy of that. Just type in marriage the prophet, or you can type in marriage the prophet. The chapter will come up. The whole book is fire. The entire book is fire. So, as a matter of fact, that's your grandmother gave that book to Senora when he was little and told him that's the only Bible that he will ever need. He said, "Oh, your great grandmother, because that was his grandmother, because his mom was in the church.
Mm-hmm.
Church. His great grandmother, his grandmama, which is your great grandmama, gave him the book and said, "Boy, this is the only Bible you're gonna ever need." So, send your lineage, get you a copy too.
For
Good
sure,
deal.
definitely. Whew. All right, my love. I will see you. I'll talk to you later. Everybody else in class on Thursday.
Word be.